Hello everybody, my name is Stuart Diamond. I live in Gloucester, Massachusetts, in the United States of America. And I'm a theology student, biblical theology. And I'm a writer too. My writings are at bostonevangelist.com, BOSTONEVANGELIST.com. A lot of my writings are there. And if you want to contact me, you can write me at humane _ evangelism@hotmail.com. I'm just going to read something I wrote. It's about the culture I'm living in, the American culture. Very concerned about the direction of our culture. This is called, I Hope You Are Truly Happy Now. Are you happy now? Back in the 1960s, you took off on your free love trip. You told us living together first was the new enlightened path for male-female relationships. We watched you making love at Woodstock, and we listened as you enshrined this great awakening in every pop song you wrote for the next 30 years. You succeeded in making virgins feel bad for not being hip. Are you happy now? Now that we have lost our inhibitions and believe any and all sex is good sex, premarital, extramarital, intramarital, and homosexual. Now that we are being swept away in plague-like proportion by a sexually transmitted disease that all the money, research, and memorial quilts in creation will not stop. Now that our communities consist of many homes with only one parent, and our classrooms are disrupted by children who receive no loving training at home. Children who grow up so confused and hurt they end up drug addicts and criminals and make the streets a war zone. Your free love ended up costing us plenty. Are you happy now? Back in the 60s, you told us to tune out and turn on. You told us psychedelic drugs would expand our perception and help us attain true spirituality. We watched you getting high and listened as you spoke of peace and brotherhood. We sang along with Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds as the Beatles enshrined this great awakening with their brilliant musical talent. You succeeded in making many who were straight feel guilty for being so square. Are you happy now? Now that our street corners are marketplaces for drug vendors who pack pistols and defy all authority, gun down law officers, and murder anyone who is bad for business? Now that our tax money goes to fighting a war against drugs? Now that our kids have to take time out from reading, writing, and arithmetic for continual verbal reinforcement against drug addiction? Now that America's graveyards are littered with young people who OD'd and never got a chance to grow up? Are you happy now? A while back you started telling us that criminals were victims too. The unhealthy environment they were raised in, plus unfortunate hereditary genetic programming, accounted for their bad behavior. You bullied us into believing it would be a lack of compassion to give them sentences befitting their crimes. Instead, we must understand their pain and rehabilitate them through group therapy and private counseling. You made us believe a humane society could do no less. You succeeded in portraying us as callous for demanding capital punishment. Are you happy now? Now that our family members are being bludgeoned, stabbed, strangled, and shot by the repeat offenders you keep loosing every time you cut a deal instead of executing justice. Now that our kids are abducted while going to look at puppies or enjoying a pajama party and are dragged off into the woods to be murdered. Now that we see the faces of the victims of your new approach to criminal behavior every time we pour milk on our cereal in the morning. What used to be the crime of the century, due to its blatant brutality, no longer stirs our emotions. We're so resigned to the barbarism taking place among us day upon day. Are you happy now? Some time ago you told us to jettison this anti-intellectual nonsense in Hebrew scripture about a God who created us in his image. You labeled it dogma and painted it as unscientific. Instead, you trained us to believe we climbed out of the primordial slime and ascended an evolutionary scale to become the overgrown protoplasm we are today. And since no one made us, there is no one to tell us what to do, and thus there are no absolutes, and you are absolutely sure. Therefore, truth and morality are a mirage, and what's true for you may not be true for me. You succeeded in making those who trusted in the Jewish Messiah, Jesus, look like unthinking buffoons. Are you happy now? Now that we don't know who we are or where we are going? Now that some of us commit suicide and many more feel suicidal? Now that we give ourselves over to crass materialism out of desperation because you made us ashamed to believe anybody in heaven cares about us? Everybody from the refrigerator repairman to the car mechanic to the minister is a crook because you destroyed our sense of good and evil with your situation ethics and your relativism. Our ability to trust one another is clean gone, and there is so much corruption in our midst we give a bad name to the monkeys from which you tell us we evolved. I truly hope you're happy now. With the free love, mind-expanding drug, criminal-pitying, pseudo-scientific, anti-moralistic little world you've created, let me be the first to congratulate you on the efficiency with which you reduced the greatest nation on earth to sociological rubble. All the bombs in Russia couldn't have been more destructive. Okay, folks, take care.